Hi, this is Million, and it's 7/28, April 21. After 2 days having comet dreams in the last months, and especially some location like South Carolina, and today I had misery yesterday. Today I had a dream, a very strange dream that I initially think it was a civil war somewhere. Then a bank east. Uh, Not civil war, but civil unrest. Then a bank east, confirmed with the maps and location. And on top of this, the dream, I couldn't remember half, but as I start to share, I did remember half. And I was warned in the first part of the dream, yes, you can. After 3 videos and an hour to rest and walk, I can tell you that has to do with Comet again. First of all, the dream, it seems that it had come to pass. Maybe not exactly where I said in India, maybe it's gonna repeat itself because there was a bank he's involved with one guard, and it's like my dream. The people who fired didn't fire somebody at somebody and even turn its back. Why would he do that if it's somebody that it's in the bank and say, hey, I'm a guard, look, and then they turn their back and they shoot. And I was told they were not dead. So this confirmed, but happened I think in somewhere not in Kashmir, where I recognize maybe the road from satellite, not from street view on the maps and Google, but in middle of India. It happened on the 21 of February, so 2 months ago. We're 21 here today, and that's what the newspaper reported at that time, that they discovered that one guard was involved. Um, I can't remember the city, but let's jump to the important conclusion. Why the comet? I heard to tell you the dream. Well, I was entering an apartment or a place, and I was coming to a table where it was sit in front of me an Asian that I recognize, as Mike or somebody. To his left there was like one or two friends, nobody to his right. So I think I sit or I just stand in front of him, and I don't know where I go there. Maybe I wanted to borrow something. So he's almost like a godfather, but that person that I know, he has a convenience store. I already talk about him, and I credit one time or 2 times. So I go there and I ask him, and was $10, was nothing. I think I still own him. So I go there and I tell him, uh, he's telling me, I don't know what happened before. Maybe he's telling me that he knows a poker game, and he says, 50%. So he's backing me. I'll play with his money, but 50%. And I'm like, nah, I have money tomorrow. And he's insisting, and I'm thinking, that game, there's just two guys on his left. Like, so I felt like it was far on the left, somewhere in imaginary, like the two guys I saw. But I said, three guys playing, it's not gonna last all night or long. So I said, no. He says, no, no, it's running all the time. So I'm seeing all the time during the night. So I'm saying, okay, but I'm saying, nah, I can't do the 24 hours run that I used to do, heads up and all this online. And he's like, yeah, you can. I'm thinking 12 hours is the max that somebody should play, and then care after in the life is duty, and that's the way you should do it. And actually, this is what I'm gonna do too with those dreams. So, saying this, I'm like, I'm saying no. He answers. I'm like, okay. So I said to myself in my head, without telling him, I'll do 12 hours. Whatever happened, win or lose, I'm gonna stop. Whatever it's a short win or short lose. And I didn't tell him, but I told myself that decision, I figure out when I'm gonna see him. I said, "Oh, I played 12 hours. Here's the thing. What he can say. I didn't steal any money." So I go, and suddenly on the right, it's like changing the thing so that God means it continues the same. I'm in the road standing 20 meter in front of me. There's two guys, and on my left, immediately, there's one guy standing and looking the same direction. We're like friends looking there. This is like a he's the people waiting. But I don't know that. I'm waiting, and I see two guys fighting with cards on his hands. I've been also told in the first dream that, anyways, so that it will be a short kind of type of poker game, which is not the long one. So it's more easy. You just get cards, you see it, and that's it. And it looks like this is the thing because this has come to pass. And also in my first video, I said, I think it came to pass, or I said, what did I said? I said it's already done or it's too late. Why? Because you'll see why. When I said to the guy to take a picture soon, when he took the picture, it was too late. The action started. So that's why. Okay, back to the dream. Those two guys are starting to argue or something. I don't know. They have cards in their hands. Two cops come walking from north and stops where they are to the right. So in front of me, and just like 12 o'clock, like 1 o'clock, and the other guys at 11 o'clock to me. Same distance. So they facing each other. They come from north. Yeah, I'm here. Two guys, my guy there. They come and they look at those and they look, and the one here on the right, just like in Kashmir, but I didn't know that. He has a gun. Why did I put Kashmir? Why I recognize two poker players, one especially. The other one I didn't accept is Indian. So one I recognized was Sheikh Shakan, which is an Iranian. So I'm like Iranian, Indian, and then I'll tell you how I felt Kashmir. Well, first of all, they're holding like cash, but cards. But I'll tell you why. I figure out they come in north, so I thought maybe, Kashmir, Pakistan, they coming north, and there's civil unrest now. I looked Iran are Shia, not Sunni, and they are Shia in Pakistan and Indian. But it's not all this. That just found me the location. Then the guy here with the gun points it at them, and the guy with the gun, the one on the left, Sheikh Shakan, the Iran, takes the gun out. So maybe that's one already happened case. The guard that was there, but it's bigger. He's Shaky Shakan, even his nickname as Poker is Shaky. So he takes the gun. I'm like, whoa, I'm thinking this guy shouldn't do that in front of car. But to stand off like this, and him, police starts to shoot. But he shoots the guy who was unarmed in front of him. And this explained the inside job card. Anyway, especially what I didn't understood is that he turned, he kind of shot him, this one fall, and he turned to the back and he shot this guy in point blank. It's like the movie Eat with the long fire rifle, while the other one had just a handgun. So the police, the second police on the right, the other one just stayed there. This guy gets up, shoots the two police, dead, boom, boom. And when he shot this guy, I heard he's not dead. Weird. Point blank. Um, so maybe that's a sign that there's gonna be a shower of meteorites when I woke up, because I have dreams of meteorites and comets. So okay, but then I'm like following this. I'm like saving a life. I don't want people to die in sin. So I don't want any devil to take their soul to hell. Even if they sinner, I must warn this and stop this. So I start the research. But now why COMET? Okay, I'm gonna finish the dream quick. After he shoots, this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that when he hold the card and the other guy tell him take a picture when he was pointing. I see that frame and those pictures that were taken during war or something special in the street. He takes it with his phone or something, like I'm doing a movie now. But as soon as he's about to take it, immediately this one starts to shoot, and I feel like this in my own camera. So I see that it's too late. So that's why I said this is already gonna come to pass, or now I found that it came to pass because I searched Bank India East after my three movies, and one guard was inside job. So that explained why he turned. I never understood why would he turn to the guy and shoot the guy here when it's the other guy was the gun and it's on his back. And it makes sense that it was an inside job. And when the cop came, said, "Hey, I'm a guard here." He said, and then he shot the other one. But they're not dead. I don't know if it's just a sign for people to understand and believe the COMET since this has passed. But you won't understand because maybe it's gonna shower a meteor around there, especially when he did the back close. Final part of the dream, me, which was here, maybe this guy started to go for a plane. Me, meantime, what I do is I go around the guy that stayed there. This guy that was died, I don't know if he ran to the plane since we said he's not dead, or I think he was dead. And I did the turn like this very like suddenly everything was closed and I see this guy close and I do like camera wise from let's say from south and I do a circle and I'm suddenly facing south instead of north at the beginning and I see him with blood on him. He had the gun at that point of the police because after he fired he took that and I don't know if he finished him up. People on the north were just looking, didn't dare to come. So that's Pakistan and maybe the planes because you're gonna see now God is wanting you to go in the planes maybe everywhere, not just Pakistan, not just Karjal. You're gonna see what happened. When I looked at him, his friend here, that probably was this one. I just knew somebody went to take the plane, and he came on the plane. I didn't see the plane, but I knew it was a plane. And it came a long cord, and this guy grabs a cord with one hand, and his gun with one hand, and his face inside because cars are about to come, and his face in. And I woke up, and because of him arguing seemingly with hands like this, when I said take the picture, the other one with the gun takes the gun, he turned back, bam. I woke up and I said literally the first thing I said, what movie is that? Now God is asking you what movie is that? We have eat. We have eat. I just studied that when a comet comes there's a heat and it burns the trees around, and that's how probably the dinosaur got instinct. I just saw the movie today even after hours of study. That's how I'm pressed to give the messages saying this. What movie is that? When I look at the map, I saw a place called New Las Vegas, a bank there called the Indian Central Bank or something. There's a place called Karjal just north, and then there's Pakistan north of Kashmir, and that road there's full of banks. Then I looked down like where I was in the street when it was straight, and there was a shop with clothing I mentioned, and after my video that I mentioned, maybe there's a shop there, there's the black sheep there, which is kind of like me not doing before with God. Other bank, I'm like, which bank is it? There's a co operator bank called or co something bank. There's a third bank right in the corner before going up that called ICC Bank, which means I hear here. I'm like, which bank? And these people that they arrest, not only they took one of the bank, but they took a store of clothing. I don't know if it's the one that I mentioned. No, actually, because it was another part of India, um, like a little bit down there. So I'm like, after my three video, after I took a walk, I'm like, well, now I took a rest, and I'm like, I started to realize about Comet because I'm like, what movie is that? If it comes to pass, what's the point of God? And I'm like, would God go to something so important as comets and all theories gives it to me, and now a shootout? Because comets will take so many people. No offense. A comet, a special location. He gave me Missouri, South Carolina. But the thing that bam, 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 that stayed with me, like it was just so close, like a shower of meteorite. So where it's gonna be? Let me finish while I think about it. Uh, what movie is that? Well, he made a True Escape. I spoke about True Escape when God asked me what perfume is that. That's True Escape, like the green gas, the carbonus. It's a greenhouse effect, which is the heat when a comet comes. I've seen the devil lifting a woman when I was in Vancouver, green gas. A year ago, I published this dream, so it's not the rapture. Other people have said I've seen a green light and it's the rapture, man. No, it's so you're gonna jump, it's the gas. We've seen that comets are green and they have those coma, which call around circular, and it's full of gas. Sometimes so many kilometers, I think hundreds, I don't know. So compared to the small nucleus inside the comet. So saying this, I'm like, what dream is it? Is it leaving Las Vegas? I was just thinking. I'm like, people, there's no plane. And when I see plane, I look in north of the Kashmir, the car jal, because cars were coming, and he was looking if car comes. I'm like, oh, I was looking the road where he went. There's planes there, if I'm not mistaken. When I look at the map, I'm not sure how big they are at the that end of north of Kashmir, the plains. So God is saying, get on the mountains. So I'm like, leaving Las Vegas, it's gonna burn this desert. There's no mountain. What movie is that? It seems like it's a lot of movie. There's a movie yesterday I saw, Deep Impact, and I just saw it while I was searching for the comet called Deep Impact or Comet Impact, and that just came, so I had to search, the comet. But then I remember there was a movie about this. Probably saw it when I was in my youth in the 90s, but I didn't remember. I remembered when they drill a comet, so to speak. If it's possible, it was the movie Armageddon. I shouldn't laugh. So why not try and whatever. And it is possible. And the other thing, what I had is leave Las Vegas. I heard somebody's laughing. I don't know. Leaving Las Vegas, eat, and also the movie they eat when they do the bank east and with um, automatic rifle. And by the way, it's based on two young robbers, just like those two that rob. In the Indian file online, you can see in this description, they say that they were all 20, 25. They had a drug addiction, maybe they had gambling addiction, and or just the word addiction. And one, I can even tell you, one was like, I'm gonna have money tomorrow. But they rob a lot of place around there because there's like 5 6 banks in a small zone, if not more, and I'm not exaggerating. So after this, they rob a lot of place, the thing says. After this, not in Kashmir, but in another place. So, anyways, in India. So, what movie is that? That's the message of God. Leaving Las Vegas, because there's a place in Kashmir there called New Las Vegas. It's a restaurant close to the bay. Leave in Las Vegas, eat, true escape, and plane. So true escape to go to the plane because of the heat. And Las Vegas to leave that place. There's no plane. There's no plane. There's no mountain. That's what I mean by plane. A plane is like he was looking for a car to come and he took the plane. So you go up north. Sorry, a plane, and it's a green plane. I thought there was a little bit of mountains, but that's what it means. Take the plane to go up, and wow, wow, that's the message and deep impact. What's the movie? And like he promised me in the first part of the movie, it's not gonna be that hard. You can't. When I woke up, you believe or not, I couldn't remember the exact exchange of fire. I said a quick prayer. I received a little bit while I was talking to you. I received more and share to get. That's how it is in life too. Share money, you get money. Share to get. And I would like to say that's another video. But in the past video, I also said misery to leave misery because it's gonna hit in Fort Leonard Wood. I still believe that. But I said go in St. Louis. I heard another dream when I heard and it hit the back of my left foot. And St. Louis is just the delimitation there, but it didn't touch me. Now, if a comet hits there, it can get close to St. Louis without burning, just feeling it, touching, but being safe by the grace of God because of this city and St. Louis the King. And how God remembers us, even a name of a saint, even for sinners, maybe even there, or people who will be with God, that God will protect. Because I've seen that some protection are on people of God and inhabitants of this earth from above. I've seen that God has marked some people so already with a sign of light. So maybe it's there. I've said go to St. Louis, but listen, now I just learned today by looking at the recent video, finally had time, that there was a comet in the Caribbean, and I even say Tasmanas and Gali 5 to 6 red, orange to 6 yellow. That's like gas emission. I didn't know it's the greenhouse, and then this mantle. That was like a month or two ago before I knew about comet. So I heard it's not important. Excuse me about this, but you know what? What I was saying. I was saying leave maybe even saying we, unless you're saint. And I don't want to continue the life maybe of sinners, but if you believe this, get closer to God. Maybe you'll have another time, but you gotta start now, because if it takes for you 1 week, when these things happen, it might take you 3 weeks, and it might take the world to calm itself around you, because you're just gonna think about survival. Unless you drop on your knee and you say, God, I can't do it no more, take my life. But how hypocrisy will be, I don't know how you're gonna think or how you're gonna deal. God can always save you, but then you might have to drop your life. And if you're not ready even now in God, when things doesn't happen, just imagine how you can do it when things like tribulation happen in front of you. That's why it's important to start now. And I think it's unholy to not try to save your life when it happens, unless you know what I mean. So that's why. But I'm not saying to be a prepper and then live in sin, because then if you just refuse Jesus and you want to survive, that you're just gonna take the mark of the beast and be an hypocrite. Just just live to sin, just live for being an agent of the devil, so to speak. If I can use that expression, you understand what I mean. That's why when you see people doing like the people that separate from the Kingdom of England with Archie Mountbatten and stuff, that I had dreams, and their parents giving around. It's good to give around, but you have to mention the name of Jesus, because where is that going? Are you trying to feed your son as the Antichrist when he's gonna grow with having those foundations and stuff that you give for people? You either give in silent and hiding, like Jesus said, but if people see you and know and you have foundation and name, to who you do it, for what purpose? For your own glory. And that's the devil, that's not for Jesus. It's just gonna be self-gratification, because you're building an empire on this, and then your son gonna be know that you doing this, and he gives to people, like I saw he's gonna give stuff at 7 8 years old, but you're risking your son to be in the temptation of the devil. It's in the name of Jesus. When you have to give. It's even in God or the devil. So make the decision. And I'm warning you. You left Vancouver from. God told me to not speak directly, but this couple, Meghan Markle and what's the name of this little um, Harris prince? I think they left now in Los Angeles. That's another bad sign. So I spoke in another dream about the 3 stages of his life, and when he was young, and that's the dream I wanted to say. And I heard that's another video, but now I'm putting it up there because I thought about this last night before going to bed, and I wanted to share this because I heard, don't point fingers, don't. God told me, don't accuse him to be the Antichrist. It's not good. And I'm like, you're right. I just warn. It might be me, it might be anybody, but I hope not. What I'm saying now is, I'm not saying it's gonna be him, because that's not good to say that to somebody, especially to a child. He might see that movie when he's gonna be young. What I'm saying is, you always have the decision, and I'm saying this to him. And now I had something else. Finally, years ago, in the place that I am now, in this house, in this room, I had angels coming when I was fasting a lot, and I didn't know what to do. Didn't know the church, was too sick from the eyes to read. I was a child in the body, broke in the face, had my Bible. The angel came on my bed, and I went to a basement, and I got some like burning on my side, and I woke up, and everything I would touch would propagate. So I'm like scared. I didn't want to see the doctor or told even my family. I kneel in my bed and I bow down to Jesus. Jesus help me. I went back to sleep. That day, an angel came with the name that a child that he was young, Francis Lejeune, and that guy was so skinny. And by the way, one time when we play throw ball, he was running the last, and everybody, hey, because he was so skinny, he wouldn't attempt to grab the ball. And I said, grab the ball. And finally, unexpectedly did. And I'm like, hey, don't jump. I mean, I was one of the strongest one, but I think I passed one guy, or there was a line to respect. And I think we came back. So the point is, I heard that's not important, but the point is, this guy was so skinny that I called one of my friend in the RCMP, and I said, is this guy, you know him, he used to live. Say, is he dead? I said, I don't know. So this guy was really skinny. I saw him as an angel coming up. Now later on, I received a revelation that Saint Francis was talking to me. That's why that he took that place. But when he came, he like he aspired my nose because I had this broken an operation, and he on his left, and I tried to come up to him, and the angels were singing and I did like this to come up, and he said, "We'll be back. We'll come back." And I waited and waited years, and I started to sin, not coming back. And I'm like, yeah. Later on, many years, maybe 10 years, I'm like, They told me they're gonna come back, but not for to heal my broken nose. They're gonna come back when I die, maybe. And now, especially now with the comet, people saying this comet will jump, and I'm restarting too fast. And in the same place as the word repeats, I'm like, they're coming back. It, I've seen the protection of God, but when I said to other dreams, call me and don't bother me, I'll be sleeping, talking about people that I might say call me, NASA or anybody that works in the police or to help them. I said, God gives a message through that dream saying, don't call me, I'll be sleeping in North South Carolina. So I'll be sleeping again or slipping in sin if you call me. And don't call me, I'll be sleeping. Maybe if they attempt, but maybe also I said, if there's a comet and I'm not in the mountains, like I'm not prepared, I heard last month or 3 weeks, don't wait on my left, and then a medium, and then I thought, because there were two instances in that dream, yeah, it was right on the left, touching my heel, and I thought about, because I was about to go in Vancouver, I wouldn't be right now, but I thought in 3 weeks, or 1 month, because I thought 2 or 3 weeks in North Labrador, and then I saw to flew back, and I didn't, not that one. I don't know if I go directly now, but and I thought about those mountains and going so, but then there's gonna be a tribulation, gas, and finally, don't call me. I said, and another guy in the dream, I'll be sleeping. Maybe I'll be the comet will gonna hit. I'll be dead and sleeping. Why? Because in another dream I felt the illumination of conscience, the two comet almost splashing, and I said that it might be before as a last call, like the visionary said, for God, and you'll feel you're dead. Maybe a comet will even start to come, and people, and then another comet will block it, or just in the sky before. She just said it's two stars colliding, and people will feel they're dead wherever you're going, in heaven, in purgatory, or in hell. Purgatory is like you're safe, but you were not perfect to God on earth, so you don't have God, and you're burning with the desire of seeing God. You're gonna see it one day. You might last there, whatever, and only what can makes it faster is the prayer of other people, the intercession. And there's you go praying for the dead in the Bible, for your loved ones, or offering a holy sacrifice of the mass. Sometimes they say for those dead. Now, saying this, I had this illumination in 2011, and I was sleeping, and it was a tangling. And now, for the first time in the last hour, I'm thinking maybe this tangling is the purgatory. And God, after 3-4 seconds, He was giving me names to pray certain person. And I said, I forgot the first, the second, the third one was Richard Dreyfuss. So you see, maybe those people will be, maybe the two first I didn't know them yet. Third one, I know him, is an actor. He's a Freemason now, I didn't know back then, but Jewish or background isn't important. In Hollywood, they've seen selling their soul or satanic, whatever. But the other thing that comes to my mind now is that they have the means to be in hiding when the comet comes, and they see the signs and they know. And they have their own people that maybe have the gift of prophecy like this, and then when they sell their soul, like one time I did, but I recant immediately after 2 weeks, and I did nothing. I didn't chant the devil. When he asked me, I just turned my back. So I remember my dream started to be revelations, but mostly bad, for like songs, boom, she still feels separates it, boom, stuff like that, and was talking about the church, but yet you can do songs for the bad, and people don't understand. That's why we encounter the devil cannot invent, can only, you heard maybe that one can only reverse what God really truly means, but reverse it. to a masquerade. So maybe he's gonna be in hiding at that time, the comet, and only some rich or people, and especially people who will be in the threat of dying. Because if you go to hell in that time, when you feel, some people will die from the shock, so they will need that prayer for sustaining themselves in that days. Thank you very much. I think is well, thank you. Pray for me.